I've had moments that I would say I was stopping and waking up, and then I have moments where I would say I'm aware that I'm not awake. So there's kind of that being awake and being aware that I'm not awake. And I don't really know what the question is, just looking at
you
that.
A question.
Yeah.
So when you say, this is so rich, because everyone can relate to this, surely. So I want to know what you mean by I am awake or I am not awake. What I is awake?
There is a moment of seeing like how I usually see myself, that then seeing it like it's a horse, like a horse that I have. That personality is just this horse that I have, but it's not me,
That's beautifully.
Yeah.
And then in the other moment,
then I am the horse. Yes. And it's very real. And then sometimes it's like, oh, I'm being the horse, and I remember that I'm not the horse, but it seems really real now. Yeah.
So what is exactly the same in both of those experiences? We understand what's different.
Yeah.
One's light and one's dark.
Yeah.
Or one's identified and one's free of identification.
Yeah.
But what's the same? What aspect of both of those experiences is unchangeable?
I don't know.
I know, it is so close. It is so close that it goes overlooked. When you said, initially you said, and then I am aware. I am aware that I'm awake, and then I am aware that I'm identified as a horse. Are you aware that you are awareness?
I get the idea,
Impossible. You can't get the idea because it doesn't make sense, but you can catch the reverberation of it. It's like tuning, And then we're on the same wavelength. And then what happens is you try to get it as an idea, and it's flat. You lose the tune. Right?
Yeah.
So, in the experience of I am aware, I am awake, and I am aware, I am not awake, what is unchanging is that I am aware. The truth is, I am awareness. What happens is we identify with the experience of awakeness, and we hate the experience of ignorance. And that's been this spiritual dharmic wheel. I'm awake, I'm asleep, I'm awake, I'm asleep, I'm awake, I'm asleep, which is the same wheel as the worldly wheel. I'm good, I'm bad, I'm rich, I'm poor, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm beautiful, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, I'm brilliant. Familiar? I mean, I must have gotten your version, we all have all parts of it, many spokes on this wheel, but the spiritual one, and that's what I'm speaking to many people, that is I'm awake, I'm asleep, I'm awake, I'm asleep, I'm awake, I'm asleep. I want to be awake all the time, I don't want to be asleep anymore. All the time overlooking what is closer than awake or asleep. What is free of both awake and asleep. Now, I believe it to be so, I'm not sure about this, but I believe it to be so, that in order to discover what's closer than awake or asleep, you have to first have had an experience of I'm awake. Because there's this tilt to our experience of ignorance, sleep, and then poof, there's an essential experience of awakeness where you recognize, I am not this personality. I am not this set of this story. I'm not this story. There's a recognition there, and it is a beautiful recognition, and it is filled with light and freedom and joy and laughter. It's an essential experience because it's the counterpoint to the normal experience. But it is not the final experience. It's the opening for the final experience. It's what Papaji would call half-baked. Half-baked, but half-baked is half-baked. Right? Half-baked. Good. So back in the oven is to discover, okay, if I'm aware when I'm awake and I'm aware when I'm asleep, who or what is it that is aware? So when you say I'm aware, who is aware? Is it not awareness itself that is aware?
That seems...
Well, see, like right now. Isn't there awareness of this exchange and awareness of whatever may be happening, or awareness of no awareness of what's happening? But awareness is here. So close. Closer than any thought. Closer than any heartbeat. Closer than any awakening. And closer than any sleep. Closer than any identification. And present in every identification, as well as every awakening.
Yeah, when I feel into it, it's like it doesn't fit in a word.
It doesn't fit a word, that's right. That's right. But a word fits into it. Every word is in it. You see, do you catch it? What I'm talking about here? This is not just giving you another spiritual search. It's not giving you a religion or a set of beliefs. It's first of all acknowledging that you have had an essential experience. If you haven't, you don't know what I'm talking about. And you will have one. You'll get one. Because they're contagious. One thing. And it's what you want. So you'll have it. I mean, your mind is turned in that direction. But I would say 90 to 99% of the people in here have had an essential experience. Even if you don't remember the exact experience, you have the echo of that experience resonating in your being. Even if that experience happened with some substance. Even if that experience happened in your sleep. It's there. That's great. Now, what was unchanged even by that experience? By that blessed, hoped for, prayed for, searched for, worshipped for, worked for, experienced experience. What is unchanged by that? When you find yourself, you find what is unchanged by any experience. Blessedly delivered from hell, but unchanged by that delivery. You understand this? Because otherwise you will fear hell, and you will resist hell, and you will hate hell, and you will spend the rest of your attention in this life story avoiding hell. And then that becomes the religion, the avoidance of hell, the avoidance of pain, the avoidance of suffering. And then the life is once again very superficial, only now it's a spiritual superficial life. Don't settle for that. The essential experience is the counterbalance to the normal experience of plodding through life miserably, neurotically. There is an essential experience that penetrates and cuts through. How it came to you, I don't know. And I suggest you don't know. It's very skillful to not know how it came to you. By grace, by luck, some mystery. There is an opening, and there is a direct knowing of oneself as free of the personality, or free of the identification, or freedom itself.